For any of us who went to Sunday school, we know the story of Ruth and Boaz. Now get ready for a modern retelling of the love story from producers Tyler Perry and Devon Franklin. Joining us this morning, producer Devon Franklin and actors Serayah and Tyler Lepley. It's great to have you all with us.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Good morning. Good morning.
How you doing?
So, Devon, let's start with you because you're in your producing thing these days, and I love that for you. What was it like producing with Tyler Perry, and why did you choose Ruth and Boaz?
Well, first of all, it was great. You know what I mean? Tyler Perry is a brother and a friend to all of us, and for us to team up and tell this story was so important. And why Ruth and Boaz? Because we need love.
Yeah.
We need a love story. When was the last great love story in our culture? And it felt like this story was the right story to tell right now.
I love this. And Serayah, you play Ruth, but this is the modern part that we're talking about because here she is. She's this rising Atlanta hip hop artist. She decides to move on back home. Tell us about that character and why it's important for the modern day woman to hear it in this way.
Oh my goodness. I mean, honestly, she is just following her gut instinct.
Yeah.
She is led by faith, and that's something that's really important, I feel like, to tell the generation right now, is to follow that gut feeling and step out on faith. Sometimes you don't know where you're going, but you know, God will take you, or Spirit will take you and lead you to where you need to be. And I think that's just Ruth. That's her. That's her story. And she walked away from a six-figure deal. And decided, you know what, this doesn't feel right for me, or it doesn't feel right with me, and I'm going to choose this other route, and ended up, you know, reaping the fruits of her labor.
Because that sacrifice, and people don't necessarily believe in that all the time. When you talk about having a six-figure job and income and life is going well, why would you give all of that up to go back somewhere else? A lot of people will say thanks, but no thanks. And then Tyler, as Boaz, you represent a man who is helping Ruth find herself, but you're being patient, you're being kind, you're showing her a love that possibly she's never experienced before.
Right. I mean, that's exactly what he does. I think one thing that I love about Boaz that I want people to be able to take away from this is that Boaz shows up, you know, both feet in the relationship, not expecting anything in return, you know, and really just here to serve, you know, and then it develops in a beautiful way. So I think there's a great lesson to take away in that.
Some of the other cast members that I know are quite notable names. Felicia Rashad, who plays your surrogate, and this is incredible. I love to see all of y'all on the screen together. And then also Atlanta's own Jermaine Dupri, Babyface in there as well. Y'all got a little bit of everybody.
A little bit of everybody.
How'd y'all make all that happen?
Hey, you know what? Here's the thing. Good material and good stories attract good people.
Yeah.
And the best people. And so when we sent out the script, Babyface immediately said yes. He was like, I'm gonna write a song for Serayah, which was amazing. She sings one of the songs that he wrote in the film to express her love for Boaz. And then Jermaine Dupri, we needed him. We were like, hey, JD, can you do it? He was like, yes. And then we even got a little cameo from Young Jock, you know, so.
Nice.
So we got Atlanta showing up.
I love that. Atlanta is definitely well represented. Serayah, we talk about Ruth finding love. Have you ever dealt with any of this in your personal life where you've had to sacrifice some things, but it led to the fruits of your sacrifice and labor?
I mean, sure. I think that there are a lot of instances personally where I walked away from certain situations, or maybe moved on from certain situations to go with what my heart was leading me to do. I didn't really know where the path was, you know, what path I was necessarily choosing, but I know that your gut feeling and that wisdom that it's providing you inside is the most important, you know, Siri ever, guiding you, literally guiding you through life. So I really believe in that, and Ruth does too, obviously.
And Tyler, we know that there are a lot of ladies here in Atlanta who are about ready to give up on love. They say it is impossible to date here in this city. That's what they say, okay? I'm glad I'm married. I don't think about any of that anymore. But what would you say just about, you know, if a woman takes a step of faith and that man is there, how they should possibly approach? And I mean that from not just the movie, but just in life general. I'm gonna take you there because you know the ladies love you too. So we're just gonna ask you that question.
Well, I can't speak for the ladies. I think that you know, when you just approach life the right way, you live and you serve God. You know, if you take a look at what Ruth is actually doing, you know, there's a certain like redemptive quality there. You know, she's going through the turmoil that she's going through. And she's not looking for love when she finds Boaz.
Right.
You know, she's really walking in her purpose. She's walking her path. And I think when you're doing that, God will meet you. And, you know, God is working even when you don't think He is.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel, I feel that's the way to go.
That is right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for being with us. Devon, Serayah, and Tyler, we appreciate you. Ruth and Boaz streams on Netflix this Friday, September 26th. Be sure to check it out.